Hey everybody, this is Gordon at Coastal Fitness, and I'm going to take you through a very quick at-home workout. You can be done in 30 minutes all told. Before we start this workout, we want to be sure and warm up thoroughly. So if you take your dog for a walk, 10 minutes or something like that, just nice, easy walking, nothing hard. Then first we're going to loosen up our shoulders. Arm circles, start small, going forward, get bigger, bigger, a little bit bigger. Now reverse the movement. Start small, go bigger, and bigger. Okay, hands overhead. Bring your hands over your head and down like you're doing a pull-up. And I want you to bring them down so that you're retracting your shoulder blades, like there's a grate in between your shoulder blades and you're pinching it. Up and down. Now we're going to pick up our kettlebell by the horns. It's very important to lift with your legs, not your back. Notice I'm grabbing it like this, picking it up, or like this. Some people prefer it like this. Best way here, hold it up. We're going to do halos around our head. Loosen up the shoulders. Notice I'm moving the bell around my head. I'm not moving my head around the bell. Do this 3 or 4 times. Reverse the direction. Then we'll go into a rivet. While you're doing this, your abs are contracted, your glutes are tight, so that you're not flopping around. Body stays nice and tight. We're going to move the kettlebell into a front squat. You can do this unweighted if you want. All we're doing is loosening it up. Loosening up the hips. Okay, get down and move around a little bit. Use your elbows to push your hips out. A little weight helps with this, but it's not necessary at all. Push it out, nice frog stretch. And we'll put the kettlebell down. Stand back up nice and easy, shake it out. And we'll go down into a glute bridge. We want to teach our glutes to activate. It's best to do these with palms up. I want you to lift your hips and squeeze your glutes. Do this about 5 times, nice hard squeeze. Now we don't want to hyperextend like this. Just get a nice firm squeeze. And if you feel any kind of a cramp in your hamstring, you might have a little bit of what we call gluteal amnesia. People who sit at their desks all day get this. It comes from tight hip flexors. So we're going to stretch those out. So I'm going to turn to the side like this. It's a kneeling hip flexor stretch. Notice my hips are forward. Hips are tucked. I'm not leaning forward. Torso is nice and tall. And I'm going to take my back toe and I'm going to push it into the ground. I'm going to squeeze this glute. Take a deep breath and exhale into it. And to go further, raise this arm. And we're going to point our chest that way and bring our hips with us. All the while we're squeezing our glute and pressing that back toe into the ground. Now we're going to switch sides. Tuck the hips. Press that toe into the ground. That'll help you activate the glute. Don't mind that noise, that's just my knee. Deep breath. Torso stays tall. Pushing that toe into the ground, squeezing this glute. And up, point my chest that way, and bringing my hips with me. Deep breath. All right, warm up out of the way. Do that as many rounds as you feel you need to do. 3 should do it for most people. But don't start this if you're feeling tight at all or if you haven't quite warmed up. All right, now Very simple workout. I found that when people are in oxygen debt, they lose count, they forget what they're supposed to do next, they forget what round they're on. So this is a very simple workout that anybody can do with minimal equipment. One kettlebell is all that's necessary. It's called the 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to start with 3 clean and presses. With this, I'm going to show you a side view. When you press the bell, it's about 1.5 feet or so out in front of you. Toes are pointed slightly out. Take your hips back. To pick it up, I want to see a nice straight line all the way down. And the key to this, when you're doing it, is to keep your elbow close to your rib cage. Don't let your elbow go away once you've got it in. That movement is just like a kettlebell swing, only we tame the arc. You basically start the lawnmower. Think kettlebell swing, but instead of going out front, you start a lawnmower. Notice how my elbow stays at the side. What we want to avoid is this. Don't do that. So this is a nice smooth movement, and just like the swing, the kettlebell floats at the top, and we bring our hand underneath it. And then with clenched glutes, abdominals, we're going to take a breath if we need it, and exhale on the way up. And down slow. Do it again. All the while, we stay tight. Your press is only as good as your clean, so you need to have tension at the top of the clean and maintain that through the press. So we're going to do that 3 times. Set the bell down, shake it out. Then next, with the same arm, we're going to do 4 front squats. So we clean the bell into the rack position. If you really want to keep your heart rate up, do this without setting the bell down in between the press and the squat, the front squat. So you're going to stay tall. Notice my wrist is straight. I'm not doing like that. Do not let the bell control your wrist. Thumb is right over the sternum. This is just like the front squat we did to warm up. Go down, and the hard part about this is don't let the bell pull you forward. If you start to feel that, just stop, put the kettlebell down. Down. 1. Inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way up. Squeeze those glutes and abs all the while through. Then I'm going to set the bell down, shake it out, and that same arm, if you really want to work out, don't put the bell down, but I'm going to. Now we're going to do the bent over row. So for this, like this, you can either, when you step back, put your elbow on your knee, or not. And keep it like this, that's fine, if you want the support. The important thing is you have a neutral spine. I'm not like this. Nice and tight. So we do 5 of these. And the same way when we warmed up, we tried to squeeze our shoulder blades together. At the top, I want you to really squeeze that shoulder blade. Get maximum contraction. Even hold it for a couple seconds. 5, nice squeeze. Then we set the bell down. Now we're going to switch sides. So I'll just go through it like we normally would at workout pace. 3 clean and presses. 4 front squats. Then 5 bent over rows. I'm looking at a dot right over that way, straight ahead. And now, to finish off the round, we're going to do 6 push-ups. To do this, get into a high plank position. I don't want to see any of this. None of this. Squeeze your glutes and your quads and try and rotate your hands into the ground. Do not fall into the faster is better. We don't want to see any of this. That has its place, but not in this workout. 6 of them, nice and slow. And that is round 1. Do 5 rounds of those. I'm going to catch my breath here a second. And in between rounds, rest as long as you feel you need to, so that you can breathe normally within reason. You're not going to want to be able to, not going to want to recover completely, but enough to where you can go and maintain the workout. So we're not going to start all over, just, whew, that was good. So yeah, so you recover to where you can breathe mostly normally. Not a talking test, but to where you think you can go. It's all subjective. And there we go. 5 rounds. Very simple, easy peasy.